Hello, Rama Pupodu. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with Fremji. I once asked him, didn't you feel any contradiction following Bhagavan since you come from a very different tradition? He said, there is absolutely no contradiction. In fact, the essential teachings of my religion are the same as Bhagavan's. An incident from day by day with Bhagavan illustrates this. This evening, after the Parayana, Munagala Venkataramaya came and told Bhagavan, it seems that Mrs. Taler Khan and a friend of Sir Mirza Ismail of Mysore were sitting on the hill talking about Bhagavan and about the hill. Mrs. Taler Khan told him, Bhagavan is a walking god and all our prayers are answered. That is my experience. Bhagavan says that this hill is God himself. I cannot understand it, but since Bhagavan says so, I believe it. Thereupon her Parsi friend replied, I would take it as a sign if, in accordance with our Parsi beliefs, it rains. For them, a light rain is a good omen. Almost immediately there was a shower, and they came down from the hill fully drenched and told me about it. Fremji Dorabji always used to tell me about the greatness of sages and saints. His heart was filled with devotion to saints like Mirabai, Tukaram, Tulsidas and Surdas. Mention any one of them and he would chant their verses and then translate them for me. He often advised me, follow the footsteps of saints and sages, worship them. Perhaps this is why I became a more than a little mad about going after sage and saints. One day in 1965, Fremji's son, Dorab Fremji, came to the ashram and asked me to get into his car. He took me along with him to Chennai. After a wash and some tea, he again asked me to get into his car. On the way, he queried me, at the ashram, when I asked you to get into the car, you did not ask where I was taking you. Here too, you got into the car without asking me where I was taking you. I replied, Dorab, I know you will only take me to a place that will elevate me. He was happy with my reply and revealed, yes, I am taking you to Vasant Vihar in Adyar for a talk by a great sage called J. Krishnamurti. On hearing this, I laughed to myself. I thought that sages and saints were always addressed as Bhagwan, Swami, Maharaj or Baba. I had never heard of a saint having an initial before his name. But when I saw Krishnaji seated on a platform under a huge tree to give his talk, I felt deep within my heart, here is a man of truth. This feeling caused an explosion of ecstasy in me. Later, the very first sentence that Krishnaji spoke caused a second explosion. If there is no truth within you, sir, take it for certain that there is no truth outside of you. Contemplating over this single sentence, I felt in its essence, depth and intensity. It completely confirmed with Bhagavan's own teaching that I am is the truth. Just as Dorab took me to J. Krishnamurti, Fremji's daughter Suna Nicholson, who lived in Mumbai, took me to Nisargadatta Maharaj for the first time. On one of my usual visits to pay my respects to Suna, also an old devotee of Sri Bhagavan, she commanded me to get into her car, just as her brother did 10 years back in Chennai. While driving, she announced that she was taking me to meet a saint named Nisargadatta Maharaj. I was delighted. I was very eager to see him, as I had heard glowing tributes showered on his inimitable book, I Am That. Now an opportunity had come up by itself. I felt that the saint himself was calling me. Let's continue in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Pupodu.